In this beautiful 2022, the things I heard most is either I was fired or my business was doomed. I have friends who got laid off after working 20 years at a company, and I also have friends losing hundreds and thousands of dollars in business, some of them even millions of dollars. But as a fact, they were doing really well in the past 5 years. In 2022, everyone is panicking, and people are looking for security and certainty. Are you the same? If yes, then stay. Now, I can tell you one thing. I'm not here to tell you to quit your 9-to-5 job and start your own business. Instead, I'm going to use my entrepreneur friends and my own experience, along with this book, Antifragile by Nassim Taleb, to share with you how to get through this tough time. The book is so priceless. It basically tells me how to actually build a life that I don't need to worry about money anymore. But not only that, on a philosophical level, and not only I apply these valuable principles to my business and investment, I also use it on my son's education. In general, it just makes my life so much easier and happier. And later in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ideas that help you to get through the tough time. Hi, my name is James. I read so you can save your time. Now grab a pen and paper for some valuable notes and let's go. First of all, I need to explain to you what fragile is. Basically, people who are obsessing with certainties, looking for the accurate right answer with fixed everything and having their hands on everything. These kind of people are very fragile. There are 2 quotes I really love from this book. Nature likes to over-insure itself, but some things benefit from shocks. They thrive and grow when exposed to volatility, randomness, disorder, and stressors, and love adventure, risk, and uncertainty. And you know what? People with only one income stream are basically turkeys, including those business owners. Because employers or whatever business model that worked really well in the past 10 to 20 years are heroes to them because they provide milk and butter. Let's think this way. 20 years ago, there were less competitions, internet wasn't that advanced, and people can do business by word of mouth or just maybe simple marketing flyers will do the work. However, do you still think you can open a business the same old way and it will survive easily without any internet marketing nowadays? No, your business will be destroyed by those people who understand the internet and know how to run ins or TikTok accounts. But there's only one thing that will stay still forever, and that is things will always change. You have to admit nothing lasts forever. Another example I think is very interesting and actually reminds me a lot of my childhood because I had a very typical Chinese parents. So you know those tiger moms, right? They basically go through textbook from grade 1 to 12 with their kids. Hey Jimmy, you should be obsessing with study. You know, you're in high school already and you dare to date. I'll break your motherfucking dog leg. No, you don't need girls. Here, a math exercise is what you need. Go help yourself with this. You know, there are only 2 types of school in their eyes. Ivy League or shit. So you have to understand, these kind of parents are very fragile. Can you imagine what she will be like if you can't meet her expectations after years of grinding so hard on you? Now, actually, I have to confess myself as well because that reminds me of the way I educate my son. You know, I try really hard to change, but I just feel like there's a shadow coming from my father and it goes above me. So I apply those high expectations to my son automatically. Hey son, you are 3 years old already. You should go to work, find a job. And I think you should move out at the age of 5. But after reading this book, I realized I was actually really fragile. Oh, not like the that kind of fragile, but you know what I'm saying. So now when I look at my son, I lower the expectations and let things flow more in a natural way so everyone's happier, you know, because things might just go sideways. Yep. You see, these kind of things are really fragile. And the ugly truth is, the bigger the world, the more complex and fragile it gets. Again, nothing lasts forever. So what is anti-fragile? Well, I basically summarize this in just one sentence. People or business who are always ready for new things, new changes, either it's good or bad, doesn't matter. They're always ready. These kind of people or business are anti-fragile. Let's say, for example, people with multiple income streams and they have savings and always ready when crap hits the fan, like, you know, recessions in 2008 or 2022. Now, up to this point, you must be funding to learn how to make our life more anti-fragile, don't you? Well, before we continue, let me ask you this question. Are you interested in this book? If your answer is yes, the good news is I'm going to give away this book for free. If you want to enter this, make sure to hit that like button and comment down below. And when this video hits 20 likes, I'm going to pick someone from the comment section and give this book to you for free. Well, yeah, it's a new channel, so 20 likes. That's everything I'm asking. Okay, let's continue. So how do we improve the situation? Long story short, put yourself outside of your comfort zone and give yourself more options. I'm going to address 3 biggest challenges in 2022. Well, maybe you're watching this video in 2052, so basically the biggest challenges during recession time and what you can do to help yourself to make it better. Number 1 is, of course, financial. The end goal is not running out of cash. In Chinese, there is a term called 开源节流. Oh, maybe I should start teaching Chinese on my channel as well. Basically, it means open up income sources and control your costs. If you only have one income stream, you should seriously consider building multiple income streams. The idea behind this is as simple as putting eggs in different baskets. And there are 2 suggestions for you. Number 1, pick up a new skill that you can provide services to others locally. Well, other YouTubers might be telling you to learn maybe coding or graphic design or video editing so you can put yourself on Fiverr and other platforms. But I personally believe those places are super saturated in 2022. So I would actually suggest you to do something locally. Focus on your neighborhood or maybe just your community, because when it comes to compete with others, you have to think about your advantage or advantages. And when you start something around your neighborhood or your community, your biggest advantage is what? Yes, location. How can those big influencers on TikTok or Instagram who have millions of subscribers compete with you, the person who's just right next door? Something as simple as maybe car detailing or maybe getting a yoga coach certificate and start hosting class with your neighbors. Think about something that you are particularly interested and has a decent amount of demand in the market, but not too difficult to pick up. And the second suggestion I have for those people who just have one income stream, please excuse my English, it's my 3rd language, If your only income stream can easily be replaced by a robot in the future, then you should seriously consider switching your career path. There's a book called AI 3.0 and it talks about those jobs that might be disappearing in the next 10 to 20 years in the future. If you're interested, leave a comment down below as well. I can definitely talk about that book. Very interesting. It's also recommended by Elon Musk, by the way. And the next thing I will recommend you to do is, because it will help you to save thousands of dollars every year, is to track your expenses. Like right now, I'm tracking every single transactions that I make, so I know where my money goes. There are 5 apps that I would recommend to you guys. If you're using one of these apps, please comment down below and let us know how it feels. Well, but of course, I have to mention that I'm not sponsored by these apps. However, if their marketing department sees my video and wants to work together, of course, send me an email. So I'm not going into details of these 5 apps, but if you'd like me to do a review video, definitely feel free to let me know, okay? Now, some people might say, James, it's very hard to control myself. When I get stressed out or after work, I just want to spend money. How can I form a good habit in terms of my financing? Well, in this case, I would definitely recommend you to watch this video. I put a link in the corner here. It's called The Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. Life-changing great book. Talks about all the techniques and psychological reasons behind forming a good habit or breaking a bad habit. Okay, other than 开源节流, opens up new income sources, there's another thing in financial you should be very careful. Because when the recession comes, there will be friends or family comes to you and start borrowing money. And you need to be very careful of lending out money. Here's a golden rule. Never lend money to people who love gambling or have some sort of addiction like drugs, alcohol, something like that. You can decide to lend or not, depends on the relationship with that person. Because chances are they might not pay you back during the recession time. But let's say if you don't want to hurt the relationship between you and that person, and let's say for example that person is asking $1,000, you can go this like, well, sorry, I don't really have that much at this moment, but how about this, I can give you 100 right now and you can pay me back whenever you're doing better. So in this case, you're saving the relationship and also yourself. Now, some people might say, hey James, what about I put some money in investments, different investment like cryptocurrency or stock market or whatever? That depends. Let's say if you have some extra cash, I would say at this point of the year, it's a good good time to start buying. Just put down something every 2 weeks and let it sit for maybe 2 to 3 years. But I would suggest only use those money that you can leave there without touching it for at least 1 year. If that's the cash for living expenses, don't use it. Another scenario is maybe you're just graduating from college and you don't have cash or savings. In this case, pick a side hustle, like I just mentioned, or learn a new skill to start a side hustle. And don't invest your money into different investments like cryptocurrency, NFTs, and everything, because there's no point of doing that. Let's say you have $2,000 and you generate 10% of income every year. That's like $200. Just learn a side hustle and you can easily make that money back. Why bother to take the risk and put your money in an investment? Now you might think, oh, as long as I have money, everything will be just fine. No, the second thing you need to consider is health. It's actually somewhat related to financial, but kind of different. The first thing is physical health. Just, keep doing exercises, going to the gym, going to play whatever sports you love. And of course, be careful with your mental health as well. Just don't get too stressed out, okay? And the next thing is actually kind of worrisome because, Christmas is around the corner. And especially in 2022, people are having less money and losing jobs and everything. So you never really know what kind of things those criminals will do to you or your family. That brings up the topic, safety. Well, my suggestion is just don't do stupid things and show off your wealth publicly. I always believe nothing really matters as long as it doesn't threaten our lives. Look at 2008. It's like what? 14 years ago. And by the time it was such a disaster. People were losing jobs, stock market was crashing down. But is it really that bad 10 years after? No, right? So if we look back 10 years after, I'm very positive that this will seems like just a piece of cake. As long as we keep our faith and just keep grinding hard, things will get better, guys. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you guys very soon.